Hey guys, it's Amber. I've had a word rattling around in my brain today, and I just need to talk about it. So, the word I keep thinking of is truth. And, it's kind of a funny word because I feel like we're constantly bombarded with words like passion and truth and what's true for me may not be true for you, and vice versa. So I kind of wanted to sit and talk about that and have a real dialogue about our truths and what that consists of and what we can, what does that mean for our lives? Um, I feel like we, as human beings, one of the greatest gifts we are given is that we get to decide and we can choose to do something different at any time. We have that ability to change the story, to change our truths. And really, a truth can change from 1 minute to the next just based on a conversation that we have with someone. So, for instance, you could have a dialogue with a friend and she tells you something and it completely blows you away and it completely changes the way you think about things, the way you operate, the way you walk, talk, and move through life. For me, I've done a lot of different things. I've had a lot of jobs, and what never failed is that I was working. Whether I was working on myself and going to school, or I was working in a job and going to school, the word work always happened. I had my first job at, 10, I think. I delivered papers for a couple of years and made really good money doing it. But that was like the definition of hard work. Rain, sun, it wasn't like now where, only adults do it. That was back when kids still did paper routes. And we worked hard. It was hot in the Illinois summers. And it was super cold. And even if it was a blizzard out, we were out there delivering papers in the middle of the afternoon after school got out. Great. Thank God my dad was home to be able to drive us around because we'd have froze to death. But it really taught us a lot about work and work ethic and things like that. And I think it's really important for kids to have jobs. And that's kind of what's lacking is there's a lot. We can't do that anymore. But I feel like the beauty of having so many jobs and having done so many things in my life and now doing something completely different or basically doing the same thing I've always been doing, just monetizing it, has allowed me to see that in life, sometimes we just have to pick up one day and say, I'm going to do something different. I'm tired of doing what I'm doing. And, it's okay to I keep thinking about selling houses. Okay, so for instance, we have been unable to buy a house because of decisions that we both made in our lives. And so we've not been able to buy a house, but here I am telling people how to get houses and trying to help them search for houses, and it just didn't feel very authentic for me. Or walking up to someone in a grocery store and trying to start a conversation, knowing that if it weren't for me trying to get their information, I wouldn't be talking to them. And I had the hardest time with that. Like, it just didn't happen. Because for me, whatever I'm doing has to feel super authentic. I have to feel like I'm doing it for the right reasons and not just, hey, I'm going to compliment you on your scarf just to get your number. That, to me, I have to be genuine. In whatever I'm doing, I have to be genuine. And that's a key that I learned a long time ago. And I think that's where passion kind of comes into things, and truth. If it's not about you and it's truly about helping someone else, if I were talking about coaching, it would be all about, just talking to the other person and getting their information so that I can help them. It has nothing to do with paying my bills. That's where things differentiate. And I think that's where the disconnect was, is that I was always doing things for the money and not for the act of doing them. Does that make sense? So, moving throughout your weekend and into next week, I just want you to think about the things that you do that feel genuine and feel like they're true and honest and truth, and continue to do those things. Like, foster that and nurture that. And then think about the things that you are doing that maybe aren't true, aren't on point with what you're trying to do in your life, and figure out a way to stop doing them. And that's kind of what today has brought me. I've worked really, really hard in my life, and this has been a really rough week because just as I move through this process and I try to get this all going and try to move into making it an actual career, I'm learning a lot about myself as I'm helping others, and as I'm moving beyond my fear into something new. I'm learning about what I have done in the past that's caused me to fail and why. And that's really, really important. I don't want you as individuals to get stuck in your past and don't stop progressing and don't live in your past. I think that was another thing I used to do. I used to get stuck back there. And I don't want you to do that. I want you to move forward. Look at those past experiences like you're looking at Polaroids. And really understand what caused that to happen and why things occurred the way that they did. But then excuse my cat. Don't get lost in that. You want to kind of move beyond what's happened in your past and change the story. Because I think, again, one of the greatest gifts that we have is that we get to change the story. And don't worry about looking flaky, because that's been something that's kind of been on my mind, because I've done a lot of different things and I've had my hand in a lot of different activities. And it just kind of felt like, people are going to think, this is just another one of those things. But I think if you're genuine and people can really see and they know that you're doing something you really should be doing, which the people who matter will know that and be able to see through that or see into that, I guess, not through. I think it'll be okay. And just, if you can get past your fears and do that one little thing that you've been holding off on doing, and to propel yourself forward and move into your light. Don't quit living small. I keep hearing that term, and it's something that I've been doing, and I've been keeping myself small. And that's so frustrating because there's just so much here and just bottled up within me, and I just need to get it all out. And I don't think, then there's that fear of, well, if I let everything out of my head, am I going to be able to come up with new stuff? And the answer is going to be yes, because I've come up with new stuff since I started this. So, I think we all just need to move past that fear, move past that stale, stagnant feeling, and do something different and be alive. Learn how to be alive and learn how to fall in love with yourself. And if you can fall in love with yourself, everyone else will too. And move into that light, move into that moment, and just just be there. Just be right in that moment. And if you can do that and not feel like you're behind, not feel like you're moving too fast, or just enjoy whatever speed you're at. That's huge. That's key. That's pure love and pure light and pure happiness, and just understand that wherever you are is where you're supposed to be. And if you can harness that power and harness that energy and that, well, the energy, then everything's going to be fantastic. And you can move mountains. You can do whatever it is you set your mind to do. And, today I ordered business cards and postcards. So excited. And I have worked on my website. I've done some things. I started writing an article. I mean, it's all starting to actually move and progress. And that's key, that's what you want. You want to move with a purpose, and you want to do things that will further that purpose rather than, saying yes to anything that comes along just to get some money or just to get yourself, in a certain place. It could get you in a world of hurt. So anyway, this has been long enough. I don't want to keep you all any longer, but I appreciate you watching this far. And, I'm a superhero nerd. I love them. Storm was my favorite. But, you've got to be able to harness whatever superpower you have and find out what that is. What is your superpower? Mine is helping people. So what's yours? Claim your superpower. Have a great weekend. See ya.